Hello, everyone. I'm Samantha of Senses of the Soul, and this is my November 2019 Ascension Energies update. So we have a very big month coming up for healing. And this month's theme in November, I am calling Unseen. And that has to do with the 11th realm of healing. I have more information about that on my website. And we are really going to be healing anything that we are not seeing. So we're going to be descending into more depths of our trauma and our pain and our shadow, but we will really be able to then release the weight of life even more than we did in October and come up to find new wings. All right. So keep focused on that, because basically it's going to be about you controlling your mind and your thoughts and making them positive, not your mind controlling you. That is going to be the challenge of November. All right. So we'll be letting go of still more dysfunctional patterns and repressed emotions, pain, fear, suffering, anything that we haven't been able to let go of so far. This is the big push to heal that third chakra, because as I said, this whole year is about the year of the solar plexus. So that's our self-worth, our self-truth, and as well, it has to do with our balance of power. So we're learning a lot about that, along with what brings us passion. All right. And as we let go of this pain and trauma and the more of the unseen, no matter where it comes from, because it can come from many different levels, multidimensionally, we go into the thinnest veil of the year, meaning the thinnest between the realms at the end of October, October 31st. And that's when we start Mercury Retrograde. And this Mercury Retrograde is going to be a very strong influence on us clearing shadow, but in some really good ways. And I'll get into that in a minute. All right. So what does this mean for us? It means we'll have a lot of inner strength now to build on, and we have been building on, because it's been a tough few years for all of us. I know certainly for me, October was one of the hardest months, learning a lot of lessons, a lot of having to release the ego and really just sit in what's mine and what's not mine, and what do I need to let go of. And that is going to continue for all of us. All right. So you're going to continue to learn to be the master of your own process, of your own emotional process and your own mental processes, and overcoming that ego self to reach the highest consciousness. All right. In your sphere of influence, whatever that is for you. Okay. We're going to continue to balance that masculine and feminine. And you need to take the time and self-care to allow you to delve deeply into your emotions, feel that fear, process it, because there'll be a lot of fear this month about taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone. You're going to continue to be asked by the universe to upgrade and spiral upward and gather that wisdom from the learning and your authority and release it into your creations, into your relationships, whatever it is, whatever you put out into society for the greater good of yourself and for others. That's a lot, but it's also really, I would say, it feels good to me to this Mercury retrograde more than any Mercury retrograde that we've gone through, just because of the ability we will have to bring in so much more light through this type of shadow work we'll be doing. So Mercury retrograde will challenge us to communicate our thoughts properly, as it always does, with compassion, as well as navigate the challenges of our mind, which is going to be a big piece of November. So that's the opportunity, though, for us to change our perception and to continue to shift our shadow thoughts. So really watch your thoughts of self-deception, murkiness, or any destructive thoughts, because especially as we go through the 11/11 gateway, which is coming up, and I have all of those dates in my blog on my website, sensesofthesoul.ca, if you want to take a look at it. That will help us to let those go, the energy of Mercury retrograde, and turn those feelings into higher consciousness, okay, which will bring more of that clarity and illumination, so we can resolve problems and challenges that are going to continue to come up for us. But it's allowing us to think in very different ways and to process and come out with the best solutions, all right, for us and for everybody else. That is the point. We're moving more into co-creation, and we need these higher thought patterns. We need to feel more here in order, and be stronger here in order to do that. Okay? So again, what are you falling in love with in your life? What do you love? What do you want? Focus on that particularly. And what do you want to take risk with? So focus on that particularly as you go through that 11-11 gateway, which is November 11th, because we also have Mercury transit at that time. We also have a moon at that time. We'll have the full moon, and it's a very powerful gateway, one of the most powerful of the year. It's almost like an eclipse gateway. So focus on what you want and on positive thoughts, not on what you don't want. All right? So that is November. Even though you may feel really battle fatigued and wounded, it's important you stay strong in your commitment and determination in terms of what it is that you want to create in your life going forward. That's going to be November's challenge. So I have some products I'm recommending this month to help you from my product line. One of those will be the Shaman Essence. So this helps more on the mental, emotional realm, and it is to help you with that shadow healing, to help bring in more light and help you see what you need to see. That would be the Shaman. And then as well, the Priestess, bringing in more esoterical knowledge, helping you get through those murky thoughts, right? Self-deception, which is what the Shaman also does. And you can use those two together. You can use any of these together. It'll make it stronger and more supportive for you on those levels, okay? And then lastly, the Warrior, which is that third chakra. So the Warrior Elixir, which again brings balance, power, self-worth, that will, and self-truth. So this is the actual elixir. It's the herbal. We're having a lot of problems with our digestion, liver through to spleen, and the colon, the letting go. This will help soften and release. That's part of the challenge and the shift that we're going to go through this month, along with the other symptoms for Ascension that I always have on my blog. You can read that as well. I won't go into all of them because there's quite a few depending, and everybody is a little bit different. And lastly, the 11th realm in the Essence and Elixir collections. That one is what we're learning. This is the learning we're having right now in the collective consciousness. This is a much higher vibrational flower gem and cosmic essence. You can use this as well if you feel called to do that. More information about it is on my website in the 16 realms. The peppermint hydrosol will be good for any hot flashes and clarity, which I've been having a lot of those. So, because we have to get the nervous system ready for new downloads, right? So we're clearing through that nervous system and realigning. So keep your nervous system healthy, all right? And teas I'm recommending this month are the Illumination Chakra teas. This is a little sample size. So Illumination Chakra, the Feel No Fear tea, okay? And the Soul Chakra tea to keep you online this month. So there's lots of things going to go on. Remember, it's important that you take the time as well to regroup and recharge when you feel exhausted and demoralized for that next round. So don't give up. All right. This is a month where we can make some really good headway in our life, in our sense of self-worth and who we are, but you need to believe and just keep moving forward. For those of you that are starting new things, it can always be, and especially if you're doing things on your own, it can be really lonely. Find support where you can. If you need that, I'm here for you. If you feel called, I have individual sessions. Everything's on my website. There's a collective soul journey box group if you want to journey with a group that I work with online. There's about 30 of us. I have individual boxes. So whatever you do need, please reach out if you do need that. All right. So have a wonderful November, moving through the unseen. And I certainly hope that you are able to move through it with as much grace as you can.